For more, let's bring in Pete Najarian, co-founder of Market Rebellion. Pete, good morning. Good to see you.
Great to see you, Hannah.
The Fed is navigating, trying to bring down inflation, which is still above their 2% target, while also boosting a sluggish job market. You and I talk about this a lot. What do you see on the horizon if we do get another interest rate cut today, which is highly expected?
We will get the cut. It's 99% at this point in time that we're going to get that cut. So we will get that cut. And it's something that, you know, the Fed has been behind the eight ball. And there's a lot of reasons why a lot of folks have been frustrated with the Fed and the fact that they've only had the one cut so far this year. This will be number two, and the possibility in December of number three, I think, is very high. So there's a lot of reasons for optimism from that perspective, because we are a bunch of borrowers, right? Everybody, whether it's the federal government or, you know, take your pick. I mean, I know that you and John spoke about this yesterday, but when you think about the fact that it's $38 trillion in debt, that the financing now will come down a little bit, I think these are all great reasons why it's going to happen. It's going to happen again, I think, in December. And then we, of course, look at 2026. I think we'll start getting a little bit more aggressive when we get there as well.
As we're talking about Wall Street, let's move to Main Street, because there are so many American consumers in recent years, and you know this, we talk about this as well. They've had to deal with record home prices, car prices, and of course, rising costs on everything from groceries to really anything else. What benefits and of course risks will a rate cut have on Main Street? Is there anything you think is being missed as we cover the economy currently?
Well, the one thing would be, of course, when you look at the seniors side of things, because they need those levels. But I don't think this is going to affect them quite as much, because of the fact that when you really give it some thought, that they're not really invested necessarily in the areas that we all normally focus on. They're looking at the fixed income side of things. They're looking at something like the 10-year Treasury notes. They're looking for something like that. It's just not nearly as volatile as all the other areas that we talk about all the time. And when you take a look at mortgage rates, by the way, that's going to be at a 3-year low is where we're sitting right now. So there's some very big positives out there. And I think, you know, what we're seeing from the side of the earnings cycle that we're in right now, so far, 70% of the S&P companies, they're not only beating, but they're beating by the greatest amount in 4 years. So there's a lot of positive things out there, despite the fact that we hear so much about the negatives, I think, right now, Hannah.
Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum says she and President Trump agreed to extend a trade deadline. It was set to expire this week. I have to ask you here, Pete, how much have tariff concerns been an overhang for the economy?
Oh, there's no doubt that that's been an overhang, and it's something that I think we're starting to get past some of that, though, right? I mean, with the president striking some of these deals, I think that's really important. This is an incredible time where we're seeing the president go over to the Asian world, and he's starting to get a lot more done probably than anybody expected. And we still have the big deal, of course, that we've got to deal with China and Xi. And are they going to be able to agree on something? I kind of think that they will. That's at least the sentiment that we're getting from the president right now. So I'm very confident that he is going to get something done. Is it going to be the right thing? I think it will be. So I think we're really sitting in a much better spot right now than we were 3 months ago, 6 months ago, when this was really in focus, especially when we go back all the way back to April and we had that unbelievable dive in the markets. But we have recovered in a big way so far.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of successes on his trip to Asia, and he's very optimistic about his meeting with the Chinese president. We'll see how it plays out. Always good to see you, Pete. Thank you so much. Pete Najarian.